like you want CDs from the 90s, like you want Mac Clean, and I can't say to your face I don't want